Go to the action, please. Dr. J was there to watch his former team, and this guy, Michael Jordan, with a one-handed rebound. Then the no-look outlet to Scottie Pippen for the lay-in. But the Sixers were looking sweet on the break. Hornacek throwing the bomb to Weatherspoon. To Hawkins, back to Spoon for the jam. Sixers 17 points off the break. They led by 7 at the half. Sixers keep breaking. Will you check out this pass through Jordan's legs? Scottie Pippen, though, comes through the block. Phil Jackson had a smile for the moment. Jordan tries to take control. Tim Perry blocking MJ. Perry starts the break, and Tim Perry will finish it. 11 points on the night for Tim Perry. It gets better for the Sixers, that is. Manute Bol blocking Grant, and then Bol blocking Jordan. Sixers bench in shock. Jordan couldn't hit anything. He finished with 30, but he missed 14 of 18 shots in the second half. Sixers 2-0 against the Bulls this year. Number of Bob Lanier. To the action against Golden State, Tim Hardaway with 2 of his 30. Warriors by 10 at the half. It was a rough night in the Pistons beginning in the third quarter. Bill Laimbeer does get the rebound here, but he can't find the bucket. Not once, twice. Bill not looking like Bob Lanier there. Mark Aguirre then shooting the 3. Watch Dennis Rodman. He has been awesome off the boards. Gets the rebound, puts it back. 26 boards, 12 points for Dennis. Fourth quarter, Mullen drilling the 3. Mullen with 32. Warriors win this one by 4. They've now won 7 of their last 8. 32 points by Dumars couldn't prevent Detroit from losing their second straight at the Palace. The Blazers, Rod Strickland back in San Antonio, and Spurs fans showing just how much they miss him. Pinata with his number on it. Wow. First half, David Robinson doing the power dunk over Buck Williams. Robinson with 32. Time running out in the first half. Dale Ellis will nail the 3. So what else is new? He had 17. Spurs by 5 at the half. Rick Adelman can't believe it. Then it's Strickland missing, but Cliff Robinson is there. Game tied at 58. Willie Anderson, Cummings can only watch the Admiral take over this game. Robinson, the Thunder dunk. Then it's Avery Johnson on the break. Avery, 12 points, 9 assists. John Lucas now 7-2 as Spurs coach. Another victory. The Blazers, Cliff Robinson, though, just 6 of 16 from the field and only 12 points. Portland's win streak.
The margin will be slightly more comfortable against the Indiana Pacers. You would think, as we go to Orlando Arena, Shaquille O'Neal, the master of the block shot. He had 107 coming in on the year, blocking Dale Davis. Then this sequence, Shaq blocking Vern Fleming. Now eventually the ball goes to Malik Sealy, who thinks he's got a shot at a basket. Get out of here. And then Davis comes in for more. He's sent packing. And now watch Shaquille O'Neal swat Davis away again. Bob Hill not amused on the Indiana bench. Second half, O'Neal rejecting Vern Fleming. Then blocking Davis again. His 8th block on Kenny Williams. You might think Orlando won the game. Not. The Pacers turn the table as Rick Smits blocked Shaquille O'Neal. Detlef Schrempf, the tremendous alley-oop to Davis. Good night, sweet prince. You know, Orlando never got closer than 12 the whole second half. Indiana wins it going away 104-88. The Supersonics were looking to fly high in Denver, and Sean Kemp was flying higher than any of them. He gets tossed here by Mark Macon, but he comes back for more. Didn't face him. Derek McKee with a miss. Sean Kemp with a routine follow slam. Nuggets hang in. Reggie Williams with the steal to Robert Pack. Pac-Man picks it up, goes the length of the court. He had 19, but here comes Sean Kemp, this time on the defense, rejecting Reggie Williams. Second half, all Sonics and all Kemp. Sean Kemp, the strong inside rebound. And Dikembe Mutombo just standing there. Kemp had 16 boards. Kemp outmoves LaFonso Ellis here for the jumper. Then shows off the outside game with a 3. Rather, the 18-footer, the 2. College would have been a 3, but that's another story. Kemp's 25 points lead the Sonics to a win, 107-95. Miami Heat on a Western road swing. The Sacramento Kings continue to stay hot. They win the game.
Blue Devil, Danny Ferry, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, the meeting of the ex-Dukies. Leitner had the edge early, the drive, and drawing one of a zillion fouls from Danny Ferry. Then Leitner pushing off and getting the hoop. And then again, the drive against Ferry, fouled again. He scores the basket. Leitner had 20 for the game, 20 points, that is. But Leitner did have his problems. Rebounds the miss from Wilkins, but throws it back to Wilkins, who took it from there. Then Wilkins again lets it fly, the monster jam. And then Leitner can't cover Nance on the alley-oop. Jimmy Rogers suffering another blowout. Cleveland cruises 116-93. As for Ferry, Leitner got him in foul trouble, and he only had 8 points. But hey, his team won, and that's 12 wins in their last 14 games for the Cavs. Utah in Dallas, and what do you think happened? You're right, it was all Jazz. Karl Malone coming off a season-low 16. He had 24 in this game. Then it's John Stockton picking Mike Isolino clean. The route is on. Jazz by 23. Now, does Karl Malone here catch Brian Howard in the face with an elbow? Come on. Richie Adebayo thinks so, and Richie Adebayo protests too much. He's out of there. He'd be replaced by Garherd, and what do you think? Garherd gets a T. Second half, not the Mavs' night, so what else is new? Karl finding Jeff Malone. Jeff with 27 on the night, and then David Benoit up in the sky. Mavs just looked awful. They trailed by as many as 36. They end up losing by 24.
I thought they traded Ty Domi. No, I'm sorry, it's the other guys here. No surprise to see Reggie Lewis on fire over John Starks. Then a tough jumper over Anthony Mason. Lewis had 30. Celtics led by 76-53. It was a baby jumper. Fourth quarter, the Knicks storm back. John Starks beats Lewis on the drive. Then off the steal, it is Doc Rivers out to Starks. Knicks are down 98-97. Last chance of the Knicks, though. It is Starks going for the big three, and it's a big clank. Joe Klein and the Celts avoid the choke, as Joe is about to illustrate that for us. 197 is your final. Rockets, Karl Malone into Tyrone Corbin for the easy lay-in. Jazz by 8 after 1 second quarter. Here comes Robert Horry, the miss, but Otis Thorpe the board. And back to Horry for the jam. Rockets by 1 at the half. In the third, the Rockets are running. Horry outlets of Vernon Maxwell, about whom we will hear much more in a little bit. And then Maxwell from way downtown. Bang. 3-point lead for Houston. 10-point lead for Houston after 3, rather. Fourth quarter, Jazz within 1, but Olajuwon nails a turnaround, Jay. And then check this out. Check, please. On Kristowiak, Olajuwon, 35 points. Rudy Tomjanovich, yes, 13 boards and 6 blocks, and he was 17 of 19 from the line.
Although Manning would admit during a halftime interview that he's just been frustrated. Manning, the great first half, 17 in the first half, and it counts. Manning, some nice passing. Gary Grant, yes. Clippers, 58-47 at the break. Eric Murdoch will find Blue Edwards. Blue finds the hoop. Bucks after 3, led by 5. Edwards for 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. Bucks up 94-91. Edwards had 36. Manning puts the move on Anthony Avent. 97-96 Clips. Larry Brown relieved. LA snaps a 4-game losing streak thanks to Danny Manning's 24. The Clippers pick up the victory 104-99. Murdoch had a pretty good game as well. Saturday night in Sacramento, the Heat played the role of visitors. Sunday night in Los Angeles, they've never won at the Forum. The Lakers brought a 3-game winning streak into this contest.
To the Palace of Auburn Hills, Kirk Gibson, former Tiger, looking for a team. Late second quarter, there's Rodman. Defensively on David Robinson. He has to try to stop the center on the other team sometimes. Didn't stop David there. Spurs up by 12. And this Lloyd Daniels 3 was a huge one because the Pistons were coming back, but it gave the Spurs the boost to go up 12 after 3. Rodman on the boards, the worm on the window, doing it again. Gets it from Robinson, but misses the hook. And also gets the boards on the defensive end. 26 rebound night for Rodman. But there weren't too many misses from the Spurs. Dale Ellis leads everyone with 23. And Luke might as well jump. Spurs are playing great. Now 8-2 under John Lucas since he took over for Tark. San Antonio wins by 18 at the Palace. Pitiful Dallas and Larry Johnson, who had to buy 250 tickets for his friends. He's from Dallas, you know. He was doing well, but the Mavs are the ones who look like the expansion team, not Charlotte, as Johnson would light it up in his hometown. Watch Walter Bond. Can't handle it. Butterfingers. Then gets turned over once he gets it back. David Wingate the steal. Mike Isolino. The team has seen this all year. And what a second quarter. Larry Johnson closing it out with a 3. The defense, Kendall Gill on the other end. And the answer? Well, the answer was nothing for Dallas again, but what else is new? Larry closing it out with a slam. He had 24 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, but after the game, the Dallas native had nothing bad to say about his hometown team.